Coming at you guys is my very first book review. I read this book. It's called Butter by Asako Yuzuki in the month of September. This was a book that I had randomly by chance seen on Facebook. Every once in a while, I get like some recommendations from bookish groups. One of them was that this book was incredible. It on the cover it says a novel of food and murder, and it was originally written in Japanese and translated into English. And that has been Japanese literature has been like my hyperfixation since August. And so this is just, I had this in the lineup. I saved this. I checked on my Goodreads on January 1st of this year. And then finally read it. I gave this book on Goodreads 4 stars. I would say it's a 4.5 star read for me, but on Goodreads they don't do half-star ratings. And this was just not at all the book that I was expecting. On the front where it says a novel of food and murder, I thought that it would be like a murder mystery. We'd have like this like detective murderer kind of trope, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word. And that is not the case at all. There is a journalist in Tokyo, and she is really fascinated by this gal that was tried for a murder and sentenced to prison. And the murderer, she was like super foodie, super huge into food. That's how she lured her victims, was cooking them these meals. She went to this really expensive cooking school. And the journalist is just a gal that lives in a super tiny like studio apartment in Tokyo, does not ever cook for herself. And it takes us on the journey of this journalist finding more about the life experience of this murderer. It shows us and takes us along the ride of the journalist, the main character, um, uncovering her like. Sorry, my baby is knocking over my lamp over here. It takes us on the journalist's journey of learning about food herself and what food adds to life. And it was just such a good and unexpected read. Like I said, I was expecting a murder mystery. I'm super into those. So I thought this is going to be that, but with like the Japanese literature twist. And this was just such an amazing read. So I don't know that I would recommend it to every single person. It is definitely, I feel like, a very niche read, but I am super into food and what food adds to our life and the importance of cooking food for the people that we love. And so this just like in some ways really hit home for me, but it was so interesting, just the perspective and the way that the author approached this story. So Butter by Asako Yuzuki is a great read. 4.5 stars. I would recommend if you are into those things.